Hi, I'm Marcin Szamotulski. I work for IOHK. And my background is actually in mathematics. I did study part of mathematics that is called universal algebra and slash category theory. And part of the interest of category theorists in universal algebra is that it answers universal, asks universal questions. And this is also very down to what we do with Haskell, with polymorphism, where we want to abstract over things and just have polymorphic functions and answer kind of universal questions. And universal algebra is about all kind of algebraic structures coming from classical algebra, like we know semigroups, monoids, rings, groups, lattices, etc. And asking questions about them at the higher level quite often. And one of the things that showed up there was a notion of freeness, which is actually very connected to another property we as Haskell developers really love, properties for algebraic structures, like properties that are equational. Like in a monoid class, we have the mempty member, which is supposed to be an identity, which is a equational law. It says whenever you multiply by mempty, you have the same element as you start with, or associativity of monoids, or other this kind of equations. And one of the beautiful theorems in universal algebra is that whenever you have an algebraic theory that is described by equations, it will come with free objects. And free objects, you actually know some, like probably mostly free monads, but also free monoids. So let's start with that. So I wrote like a direct translation of this mathematical thing into Haskell, and I came up with this free algebra class, and it captures the definition of freeness, which comes from mathematics, and it has just two methods. One is let's start at the beginning. The M type to type is the free algebra that is supposed to get some kind of type. These are things, the input things that the algebra is generated from. So let's say that you have a monoid and you want to get a free monoid. You want to generate it over something. And as you probably know, the free monoid is a list of somethings. And these somethings are the generators of this free monoid. So this is the role that this type to type plays. And there are two methods. One is embedding the generators. So for monoids, this is just a singleton list. And the free property is that whenever you have another algebra of the same type, like another monoid or another semigroup or another lattice or another some kind of algebraic structure you come up with, and you give an embedding of the generators into this other thing, you can always extend this map to a map from M of A to this free algebra to D. So there's like no abstraction over extending the homomorphisms. This is the freeness, how mathematicians captured it. And you get really bunch of nice examples of free algebras. Maybe is an example of an algebra of a particular type which has only one operation, which says, give me a point of your structure, which is the nothing. It disappeared. it's here. It should be back in a second. Yep, great. So this class has some other things that I will not mention. There is a associated, not associated, but there is a type class that describes algebra type, whatever that. Well, that's easy to explain, like monoids, or you would like to capture semigroups, or you would like to capture some kind of constraint, and for that there is this algebra type type family, and there are two proofs that help to work with the other methods. And out of this definition, it's very easy to get lots of interesting things, because it turns out, for example, and every mathematician who studied this field knows that if you have a theory like monoids or semigroups, the free objects gives you a monad. So the list is a monad. Free semigroup, which is non-empty list, is a monad. And this will be true for anything that satisfies this. So you for free get fmap free, which is the functor thing, join, which is the join of a monad, bind. But you can get also other things, which is a catamorphism, because, well, to put it in one line, there's some interplay with initial algebras, between free and initial algebras. So you get catamorphism here, and fold-free, and some other combinators that are quite nice. Then one can go one step up and think about things of higher order, like functors, applicatives, and monads, and ask if one can describe them in a similar way. And it's actually possible. The types are a little bit more overwhelming, maybe, because there are more types. But basically, you have the same two methods. You have lift, which embeds generators into this higher order free algebra, and you have fold. This time you have fold that takes as an argument natural transformation, so like higher order map, and extends it uniquely to a map. And for free, you again for free get lots of combinators. Some of them you already know if you know Edward Met free library. So like wrap, fold, unfold, hoist, and other things. Some of them are not actually known, like ASOC free. I think I haven't seen it at least anywhere, and I don't know yet what it is. It's in interpretation, but that's interesting thing. You also get a monad instance for these things, but it's not a monad we're used to in Haskell, because it's a monad on a like a higher level. But mathematically, it is a monad, and you could go even higher. This was for things of kind type to type, but you could go to things of kind type to type to type. An interesting example of it is a category. Category is something that has a type to type to type. I haven't wrote a class for it because this is the only example, really useful example that I'm aware of at the moment, so it's no point of abstracting if you have only one example. But it's a really nice example, and I wrote a blog post quite recently about it, about finite state machines, and how you can capture finite state machines using 3 categories and have a pure description of a simple simple state machine that I took actually from Oskar Wikström blog post that was posted a year ago, I think, or 2 years ago, and you can read and check it. When I posted it on Twitter, I got lots of comments, quite positive. So yeah, I think that's it. And if you have any comments or you want to speak,